All right, this is part 2 of the trout fishing trip that we had from Dockside Bait and Tackle. When we was on our way home, we decided to stop through the intercoastal, and let me tell you something. Non-stop action of these bad boys right here. We hit the intercoastal, did a little bit of checking some ponds and some sloughs or whatever that was dumping back into the intercoastal, and as you can see, we popped these non-stop. Popped 10 of these babies real quick. So stay tuned and check out this week's show.
Red here. Nice 20-inch red. Now we just came back from catching 20 or 30 speckled trout, showing how good the trout fishing can be. Out here off the intercoastal right now, and on the way in, fishing reds. And they're in there thick, and the reason we wanted to check the redfish area, as you can see how low the water is. And in the winter time, when that water gets super low, and as it gets colder and colder, the trout fishing will peter off some, but the redfish action really cranks up with low water and cold temperatures. Wanted to see how some of these redfish canals are off the chef, and it looks like it's going to be another good winter for fishing reds off the chef.
Another little slot red. Just fishing some shorelines in the intercoastal, concentrating on drains, any little sloughs, little eddies, anything that we find like that, and it's producing some redfish out of it. Another nice one.
Nice little red. All of these reds right now are right at 15 to 17 inches. First few we catching. This looks like a throwback here, but there's plenty of them in here with that low water. It forces them out of those shallow ponds, puts them in the closest canal next to the pond. And this canal we're in right now off the chef, it's got a lot of little pond tributaries that dump into it. So when the water gets low, they get basically trapped in here. And all we're doing, we both put on the 5/16 ounce jig head, a golden eye this time, and we're just working it off that hard grass line. See the low water out there? You got that hard grass line, and right on the edge of that grass, those redfish are hanging out. We're using that lemon head again. Water's stained after this front over here in the marsh. They can really see this bright yellow lure. See if we can get a lemon of reds. I just cast it again. Jigged it one time and there he was. When them reds get trapped in here, you can catch 50 to 100 of them. It's common, and it's a lot of fun when you can find redfish packed in a canal like that. That's a keeper there. A little bit better fish. It's just a lot of fun when you're catching redfish one after the other. They fight such a good fight. It's a good fish to target in the winter time. As the colder it gets, the more congregated they get in big schools, and you catch plenty of them. Another one.
As Shad was actually saying earlier, we both put on a 5/16 ounce jig head. You want to try to go with the smallest thing you can get away with, because the water's real shallow in here, and it's just we just fishing the grass line with the tributaries that's dumping back out into the chef. and it is loaded with redfish. You're probably gonna have to fish through them because there's a lot of fish in here that's, you know, a lot of redfish that's 14, 15 inches or whatever. You just fish through them, but it's a lot of fun fishing through them where you can put, you know, if you got 2-man limit, put 10 in the box, you know, get that 18-inch redfish, 16-inch redfish, that'll be perfect. We'll measure him and take a look at him. Let's see. Right on the money. With the tail curled up, he's still over 16. That is perfect eating fish right there, buddy. Perfect. Another one for the bottom. What's amazing about this, you know, there's no secret spot to it. There's no secret technique to it. All we're doing is just going down a shoreline that we found where they had some canals dumping back out into the intercoastal, and we just started working the grass line. And like I alluded to earlier, it's important to put that trawl motor down and just start working it. Just start working it. You work a stretch, you know, 20 or 30 casts, and you don't get a bite, pick up and go down a little bit more to something that looks good. If it looks good, work it, because there may be fish there. You just gotta put the trawl motor down and just keep working it. It's another fish for the box. We don't have to measure this one. Oh, he's good. He inhaled that lure too. They are hungry. They get so hungry in that wintertime. They're just ready to feed, Bubba. Oh yeah.
Here comes another one. It's just almost every cast, I tell you, it's just awesome, awesome, awesome around here in the winter. When that water gets low and them redfish get in here, it's so much fun. And we just dribble in that MATRIX Shad right off the little drop-offs. We've only been here for about 10 minutes, and this is the 6th keeper. We got a couple throwbacks too. It just shows you how fast the action is. Once you can find them reds, boy, I tell you, you can really get on them. A few more. It's only gonna take a few more casts. We're gonna have a limit. Look how pretty that blue tail is on this fish. Get that blue hue to it. You can see it good on that side. It's a perfect size fish. Put them on the grill, on the half shell. Gotta love it out here in Louisiana. Don't get any better. All right, where we're at right now is a man-made canal off of the Chef, and you want to find those kind of canals in the winter when you're looking for reds. It's a little bit deeper than everything else. This canal in the middle is about 8 foot deep. Most of the surrounding areas, the little bays and natural bayous, are shallower around here. So this is one of their deepest canals to get out and get warm, get out of those shallow ponds. And when you find nice little areas like this, it's got everything you want. Little ditches that come out, hard grass lines to hold the bait and vegetation. It's got stumps and trees in it. It's just a great canal for redfish. And all we're doing, and this is what we generally do in here, is if you're looking for trout, which this canal holds some trout, and this is a golden rule all the time in the winter, your trout, you cast out towards the middle. Make you cast out towards the middle if you're really focusing on the trout. And you know, let it sit, let it go down to that 7-8 foot of water and work the trout in that area, bouncing it off the bottom. Oh, I just missed one. Fish a little bit deeper for the trout. The redfish, you're gonna want to work it closer to the bank. Let me make one more cast there because I just missed that trout. Look, he pulled my tail down. Push that back up on the jig. Cast out to the middle for the trout. Fishing 7-8 foot of water. It's going to take you about 5 seconds to get down. Let it hit the bottom and just work that lure back to the boat. Pop, 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 pause it, back to the boat. Pop, 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 pause it. Back to the boat. The trout will tend to hang out in the middle a little bit more, where the redfish like to be right on that grass line, closer to the bank. Now we caught our trout earlier this morning as they're pretty thick towards the other end of the ICW, towards the Chalmette area. Now we're fishing reds, which is really what we're targeting on. I'm up on that grass line and it's real shallow. As soon as you hit the grass, it's only a foot deep. You don't have to wait for that bait to get to the bottom, you just start working it. But as you come out further, after you pop it, it's going to take a little bit longer to get to the bottom. As once you get to the boat, it's about 7 or 8 feet. And you just keep working that bait. Oh, whoa, missed him again. Work that bait. He probably pulled my tail down again, as he did. Let's make another cast. Get that bait up on that grass, but not too close. You don't want to be in the grass where your bait gets all of that grass around the hook. Come right on the edge of that grass. Just start working it off that grass line and work it out to the little bit deeper area. Just work it all the way out. Two or three little pops, reel in your slack, let it get to the bottom, 2 or 3 little pops. It's real simple. There he is. Look at that, got a trout. As I came off that shallower part where the reds hang, I got in a little bit deeper water, ran into a trout. It's just a really fun area to fish, catch trout and reds in the same area. Like I said, trout are closer to the trout are a little further off the bank and the redfish are right up on it. So just throw to the bank and work it off. All right, as you can see right here, what you want to look for is any kind of abnormal short part of the shoreline. You got a straight shoreline here, and then it's going to dip in, and you can see all of that really thick grass in there on that little indent. And that's the kind of stuff we like to look at. Little indent here holding all that grass. Gonna cast right on the edge of that grass. Get you a good pair of glasses so you can see where that end of that grass line is. And redfish are hanging right on the edge of that grass. Work that lure, bounce that lure right on the edge of that grass line there. Reel in your slack after every time you pop it so you can feel the bite, and it just feels like a little tick. And that's it. And I just heard something pop back there. Make a little back cast. There he is. So you gotta stay. Serve it. Right behind the engine. Okay. Over the cameraman's head. Nice fish here. This is a good one here. Now, what just happened, that lemon head MATRIX Shad again, nice fat red. What just happened showed how important it is to always be observant of your surroundings. So let me turn the boat before I run into the marsh there. Nice red. But what happened right there, just to show you how important observation is to always look out for bait and everything like that. What happened, I just happened to see out the corner of my eye a real good strike on the surface right on the edge of that grass line. So I threw back behind the boat, and sure enough, there's another nice redfish. Another one for the box, probably the biggest one today. If I didn't happen to see it, we wouldn't have caught this fish right here. Nice healthy 24-inch red. Always pay attention to what's going on out there.
You kind of got to weed through some of them, man, you can't beat the action. On a day like today, front's coming through, you know, just get out here and just keep working it all day. Get out here about midday, you know, 10, 11 o'clock, let the sun get up, warm up. You can't beat it, man. It's action all day. Never fails, Bubba. As I was just mentioning, Shads, we came up on a little cut that's draining out, and it was full of mullet coming out of there. And I said, I guarantee you there's gonna be a fish sitting in that cut. And as soon as it hit the water, made a couple of jigs, and boom, he was on it. They are healthy, and one reason they are so healthy is what we were alluding to earlier. We're fishing some of these drains, the water's real low. We're fishing some of the drains that's draining out some of these duck ponds, and what it's also pulling out is shrimp and mullet. What we're doing is we're going down the bank fishing these grass lines, and we're noticing that some of these little sloughs that we're kind of pulling up on has mullet in front of it. Right, and it never fails. Every cast we've made, and it has mullet in front of them. Make 2 or 3 casts, and you end up with one of these. And that's the most important thing. Like I said, you see a spot that looks good, has bait in front of it, do not pass that spot up. You know, work that spot, make 20 or 30 casts. If you don't get a bite after that, then it's time to leave. But don't sit there and make 2 or 3 casts and then figure nothing. That is a fine fish, son. Fine, another one for the bottom.
Got a double up. I got one and the cameraman's got one. And we got snag. We're tangled here. Hold on. Oh no, that just made it worse. Is it this way? Yeah, there it is. The only problem is, you better reel in some slack. Hold on. We only got 2 people on the boat. A cameraman is a fisherman too. We both got one. We need another person on the boat. Alright, I'm gonna flip mine. Nice fish. Grab the camera. And let's get the cameraman's fish.
With my rod. Remember the last time what happened when I flipped? Oh, there we go. 2 solid ones. That completes the limit too. It is. Folks, you gotta get out and get some of this action. I mean, like I said, on them days when the temperature is 40 or 50 degrees, you know, you're stuck at home, you know, don't think the fishing's not good. Fishing is good. You just got to put a little time in and kind of put a little time in and just go fishing. Go fishing. And that's the bottom line. Quality trout. Trout for that. Now at this time of the year also, even though we got the fronts coming through, the water is still warm, it's still 60 degrees. And what you can do is, even though the redfish are here, you know, you'll run across some trout like this too. I mean, the trout bite is still on. That water's not reached that temperature where it kind of shuts them down. I mean, there's still a few of them out here. You know, you can, like we said, we was fishing in the Mishu area, and now we're in the ICW, and I mean, it's all holding fish. Look at the back on that trout. Look how fat that trout is. And basically all they're doing is just feeding up for the winter, trying to get right for the winter. All right, so come on down to Dockside Bait and Tackles. Check us out on the web. Make sure you get some of the MATRIX Shad. You know, we got the new colors coming out for the spring collection. Come on down and let's just talk fishing, man, anytime. Love them for the box. On a little cut that's draining out, and it was full of mullet coming out of there. I said, I guarantee you there's gonna be a fish sitting in that cut. And as soon as it hit the water, made a couple of jigs, and boom, he was on it. And that's all you, that's really what you, get that on camera. Don't put that on there. That's really what you just